Funky Mondays, where we only cover the facts. Nestled in the scenic beauty of Payette County, Idaho, Fruitland presents itself as a peaceful city bordered by the winding Snake and Payette rivers. Positioned strategically along U.S. Route 95 in the Treasure Valley of southwest Idaho, Fruitland is approximately 50 miles west of Boise, near the Oregon border. It plays a significant role in the Ontario micropolitan area, is renowned for its vast apple orchards, earning the nickname the Big Apple of Idaho. According to the latest United States Census, Fruitland boasts a lively population of 6,072 residents, residing in 2,100 households and 1,286 families. Despite its idyllic exterior, Fruitland captured global attention on a warm summer evening in 2021, not for its agricultural abundance, but due to the puzzling disappearance of 5-year-old Michael Vaughan. Michael's vibrant personality and inquisitive nature paint a vivid picture of a young boy captivated by exploration. His days are brimming with joyful activities, from digging into the earth's depths to immersing himself in the virtual realms of Minecraft. Michael's interests span a wide spectrum, from marveling at the night sky, celestial wonders, to adoring superheroes like the Mandalorian, Spider-Man, and Batman. His playful spirit extends to his choice of toys, ranging from monster trucks and Hot Wheels to the intricate world of Legos. Furthermore, Michael revels in outdoor adventures, whether it's spending time at the park, embarking on camping trips, or seeking thrills at water parks and amusement centers. On July 27th, 2021, Brandineal, Michael's devoted mother, began her day with a sense of anticipation, knowing it marked her final work day before a well-deserved break. Her mind was filled with thoughts of cherished moments with her lively children, one of whom is affectionately called Monkey. As she bids her family farewell that morning, leaving her children in the care of their father Tyler, little did she know it would signal the start of an unimaginable nightmare. Around 4 p.m., Brandineal took a break from work and called home. Everything seemed normal, with Michael immersed and playing on his Nintendo Switch. Little did they know, in just a few hours, everything would change. Tyler, Michael's devoted father, went to wake the baby from a nap and change a particularly dirty diaper, also deciding to order a pizza. When Tyler returned, Michael was nowhere to be found. Frantically, Tyler called Brandy at work to inform her of the situation, and moments later he dialed 911. Despite searching desperately, Michael was nowhere to be found. In a cruel twist of fate, the evening descended into a turbulent ordeal of despair and anguish. Michael's sudden disappearance, initially met with disbelief, quickly transformed into a frantic search as the severity of the situation dawned on his family and the entire community. With each passing hour, hope dwindled, replaced by the ominous shadow of uncertainty. As law enforcement and volunteers scoured the neighborhood for any sign of the missing child, CCTV footage offered fleeting glimpses into Michael's final moments before vanishing into the night. Clad in the distinct attire, he roamed familiar paths, knocking on doors in search of companionship. Yet his innocent ventures led him into the abyss of uncertainty, leaving his loved ones grappling with the painful reality of his absence. In the aftermath of Michael's disappearance, Fruitland stood united in grief, its tranquil facade shattered by the haunting echoes of a child lost to the unknown. As the investigation delved deeper into the mysteries surrounding his vanishing, the community clung to hope, fervently praying for his safe return in the darkness enveloping their once serene enclave. Whereabouts of Michael Vaughan, a young boy from Fruitland, Idaho, have remained an unsettling mystery since his disappearance. Last seen on a summer evening in 2021, Michael's presence was noted between 6:40 p.m. and 7 p.m. near his residence on Southwest 9th Street. He was dressed in a distinctive blue Minecraft t-shirt, blue boxer-style shorts, and flip-flops. Despite extensive search efforts promptly initiated after his disappearance, including countywide endeavors by search and rescue units, law enforcement agencies, and vigilant community volunteers, Michael's whereabouts remain unknown. Honesty of individuals using uncertain language in interrogations and interviews. When individuals are interviewed, they often use uncertain language, such as I think, to the best of my knowledge. I'll have to research that more. I'm still going over things, and I need to check receipts over and over again. This type of phrasing can be interpreted in different ways, depending on the context. While uncertainty may indicate a tool for deception, individuals using uncertain language, are they being deceptive? Uncertain language can be used as a deceptive strategy. People who are being dishonest may intentionally use vague or hesitant language to avoid making definitive statements that could later be proven false. If someone is trying to conceal the truth, they may say things like, I think I was at home, but I had to research that more, as a way to avoid direct commitment to a specific alibi. Deceptive individuals may also use uncertainty to buy time while they fabricate a more convincing story. If a person repeatedly claims, I'm still going over things, but fails to provide clarification after reviewing records, this could indicate an attempt to stall the investigation. Similarly, someone who frequently states, I need to check receipts over and over again, but never actually produces them, may be deliberately creating an illusion of cooperation while withholding critical information. In some cases, deceptive individuals will overuse uncertain language to create confusion and make it harder for investigators to pinpoint inconsistencies. When an interviewer asks a straightforward question, but the subject repeatedly responds with, I think, to the best of my knowledge, or I have to research that more, it may indicate an effort to avoid accountability. This tactic is often seen in individuals who do not want to provide clear answers that could later be scrutinized. The way in which uncertainty is expressed and whether it aligns with external evidence must be considered. An honest person may struggle to recall details of a regular day, but if they genuinely attempt to verify their statements and provide supporting documentations, they are likely to be truthful. On the other hand, if an individual consistently avoids giving direct answers, refuses to verify information, or contradicts known facts, their uncertain language could be a red flag. Investigators often look at patterns of speech, body language, and external evidence to determine whether uncertainty is genuine or a means of deception. When uncertainty is excessive, inconsistent, or used as a delay tactic, it may indicate deception. The key to determining honesty lies in evaluating the context of the statement, the person's willingness to verify claims, and whether their uncertainty aligns with the available evidence.
Yeah, the people that I used to stay with sometimes on the weekend and drive taxi for or whatever, they're involved in some big shit about. They're saying they know more about the Michael Vaughn case and everything like that. And I heard that they're saying that they actually killed him themselves.
Now, who said that?
I think the detectives told me that that's what Stacy and Sarah said themselves, is that they did it or they were involved in it or they know who did.
So how long were you there at the house for?
I probably knew them for 2 years in total, and I probably stayed with them off and on for a year because I went out and drove taxis after a little fake taxi business.
Yeah.
So I take people to Walmart and give them groceries and help them out in the community and stuff like that. And then I go back and kind of hang out with them at nighttime, and we do a little barbecuing, drink a couple beers, whatever. And then after that, that was pretty much it.
Yeah, because you told me you don't think Sarah or Stacy did this.
I don't think that they're capable of doing it because they're just kind of like normal people that just have little businesses trying to get money, just barely scraping to get by.
So is it possible? Okay, so you're with Sarah and you're with Adrien out or getting your car and bringing it back. Is it possible Stacy was home left alone and did something and maybe like went out and snatched Michael? I mean, how do you guys know about Stacy's whereabouts at the time?
I personally don't. So I'm saying that could be a possibility.
What were your plans for that day? I mean, what were you going to go do?
So my plan for that day is I had one of my cars that broke on me. So my thoughts on the day was to head out and go get a vehicle that needed to have some work done on it.
Okay. And yeah, you had plans to go to your mom's and pick up your car that day.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. And
Let's go back to that day Michael went missing, right? So
yeah,
that morning, where were you all at on July 27, 2021, the day Michael was reported missing? Where were you guys at in the morning?
Okay, so earlier that day, I spent the night there because we came in towing my car from my mom's to their house.
Woke up on the 27th of July, 2021. How'd your day start off, hon?
I'm pretty sure if I can recall and remember, it was just a normal day, just waking up, and going and getting some breakfast if I can recall. And we were making, I'm pretty sure it was pancakes that day or cereal or maybe both, but we just got up and it was a normal day, we thought, in the beginning. And then that's kind of how my day started off.
But earlier, before that day, before we towed the car, we went to Applebee's. And
What time was that?
That was earlier in the day after we woke up and had breakfast and watched TV and coffee. And then we went, me and Sarah and one of our other friends that was there visiting for like a week or so because he came in from the airport. He wanted to go visit his family over by Nampa area somewhere, by the Karcher Mall.
Who was that?
So that's Adrian.
And who was in the house that morning? Who was all home?
I'm pretty sure it was Stacy and Sarah and me. There might have been like one other person there, maybe.
Was Adrian
But
there too?
what's that?
Was Adrian there too?
I think he might have been there too, yeah.
And how did you guys come across him? Because he has an issue with, human trafficking.
I told you that this morning. So Sarah had called me for I was at home at the time. I don't know, this was in June or early July. Called me and said that, hey, I have a question for you. We need to talk. I have a taxi customer who called me asking if we would just help him out with a ride. He doesn't have any money at the time. But I'm really compelled to help him. He also doesn't have a place to live. He's staying behind a dumpster in Coldwell.
That you guys know that Adrian's a known human trafficker. And I was like, what? Because here's we don't do background checks on the, you know what I mean? We didn't we're Christian people, we felt like helping people was what God wanted us to do.
This Adrian that I'm talking about was a different person.
Who? What's his last name?
I don't know his last name at all. I just know that he was Adrian and he had kind of an afro.
All right, so Adrian, where's he from?
I think he's from California somewhere.
So, but how did he get up there? How did he end up there in Idaho?
He just flew in from California to come see his son and his old girlfriend or whatever.
But where did Sarah meet him? How does she know him?
I don't know. I think he just randomly called their phone one day from the airport and said, can you give me a ride from here to there or whatever? And that's probably how those two met.
Yeah, because, obviously, Sarah, according to this arrest affidavit, she's claiming that this Adrian guy helped bury Michael in her yard. That's what she said, according to the arrest affidavits, or the neighbors. She also said the neighbor's yard, too.
Right.
So people are wondering, who's Adrian?
Yeah, he's just some kid that came here from California for a little bit to visit his son and his old girlfriend.
Did he get arrested at all?
No, he didn't get arrested or talked to or nothing.
So how long was he there at their house for?
He was only there for a week up to 2 weeks, tops.
After Michael went missing?
After Michael went missing, I'm pretty sure he was there for a couple days after that as well.
Okay, so he was there about a week and a half prior to Michael being missing. Then Michael went missing, and then a couple days later, he goes back to California.
I think so, yeah.
Do you know where in California?
I have no idea. And we went and did kind of a YouTube video that day where we were trying to make music and kind of like a car crash scene.
Mm-hmm.
And we were hanging out with him doing that earlier. And then after that, me, Adrian, and Sarah went to Applebee's where we dropped him off there after me and Sarah got a chicken sandwich and a soda pop over there at the Popeyes restaurant.
Who bought the Applebee's? You or him? Or who paid for it?
Sarah took me to lunch over at Popeyes, and she was going to buy a sandwich for me, Adrian, and her. But he said, my family's here, I want to see him. So I'm going to go to Applebee's and go over here and have dinner with them, or lunch with them real quick, and then give me a little bit of time to do that, and then you guys come back and get me.
Yeah.
So my plan for that day is I had one of my cars that broke on me. So my thoughts on the day was to head out and go get a vehicle that needed to have some work done on it.
Okay. And you had plans to go to your mom's and pick up your car that day.
Correct, yes.
Okay. Way before that, did you, Sarah, and Adrian have plans to go anywhere, do anything?
I think we might have talked about going and doing some shopping, or maybe getting some food, getting out of the house for the day. I know we went over that.
Yeah. And then you guys did end up leaving the house, and where did you guys head off to?
So earlier in the day, I think we were pretty much just hanging out around town.
There in Fruitland?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just running errands and stuff, getting coffee.
Mm-hmm. What time was that? Do you know?
I'd say it's probably 11:30 or 12.
But earlier, before that day, before we towed the car, we went to Applebee's. And
what time was that?
That was earlier in the day after we woke up and had breakfast and watched TV and coffee. And then we went, me and Sarah and one of our other friends that was there visiting for a week or so because he came in from the airport. He wanted to go visit his family over by Nampa area somewhere, by the Karcher Mall.
Who was that?
So that's Adrian.
What was Adrian doing at the mall?
He was just visiting his girlfriend and his son.
What was
So you guys are hanging out, around 11:30 there in Fruitland. And at what point did you guys take off and end up going to Nampa? You guys went to Nampa, right?
Yeah, I think we went to Nampa that day. I remember having to go to a lunch appointment earlier that day, and we actually ended up going to a place called Applebee's in Nampa, so that was correct. Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys stop anywhere or anything on the way to Nampa? Or
Like I said before, I think my times might be a little bit off, like I say, because it was some years ago. But I do remember like just going, doing a couple little errands around Fruitland, getting some coffee, kind of getting ready for the day, and then I do remember taking off, like me, Sarah, and Adrian that day, and we went to Applebee's, and then he met with a family member there and got lunch and wanted to see family, as far as I remember right.
and then so you and Sarah dropped him,
Correct.
and then where did you and Sarah go after you dropped Adrian off at Applebee's in Nampa?
So if I remember right, when we dropped him off for lunch, I think we went back to the mall over there and kind of walking around, talking a little bit.
We did that, and in the meantime, me and Sarah were bored just kind of driving around the mall, and we didn't know what to do, so I drove back over to my house to get a water bottle and fill it up with water to bring back over to their house because I didn't like their water.
Yeah.
And then during that time, after that, we came back to the mall and we picked up Adrian, me and Sarah, and then all three of us, Sarah, Adrian, and I, we hopped in the car and we went back to the Fruitland house where they do their taxi business.
And then after that, I remember we went on a drive.
Mm-hmm. Where did you guys drive to?
And then at that time, I'm pretty sure I wanted to go back to my mother's house at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah.
What did you guys do at your mom's house?
So I went over there because I wanted to get, I had this water bottle. It was like a 2.5 gallon water bottle that you would use for like, if you were to buy water from a company, So I wanted to go over there and refill that and then go over there and grab a couple new clothes and, different things.
Yeah.
You said
grab some hygiene stuff?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. How long were you at your mom's house with Sarah?
I'd say there for a little bit of time, probably like 5 to 30 minutes, probably tops.
Okay. Do you know about what time of the day it was when you were at your mom's house with Sarah?
Yeah, it was after we went to Applebee's.
Okay, so if you left around 11:30, do you know just approximate times even work? Like what time you were at Applebee's or what time you were at your mom's?
Yeah, I don't know. Just about those times, I'm pretty sure. It was before the nighttime of when I went out to go try to tow my car. I do know that. And I'm just trying to remember back to the best of my ability because, like I said, this was quite some years ago, and
yeah,
I've had some other things happen since then, and a lot to it.
So early afternoonish, you've gone to Nampa. You went over to your mom's house.
All right. So where was Stacy during all of this?
He was back at the house.
So you think Stacy stayed home all that day? Stayed home?
We left him there at the house. I don't know if he stayed there the whole time or not, to be honest.
Was anyone else there with him?
I don't think so. I think it was just him home alone at that point. And that was before we went to tow.
Right. But when you got home from Nampa, was Stacy at home? Do you know?
I'm not too clear on it, to be honest.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's like a 50-50 call right there.
Okay. Was there? Okay. Did you know what Sarah or what Stacy, was doing that day while you were out running around with Sarah and Adrian?
Not really, no. As far as I can remember, to the best of my ability back then, I'm pretty sure he was like kind of there on standby, waiting for like another call in case he had to go out.
Okay. All right. What time did you guys go pick Adrian back up? Or did you?
So I'm pretty sure it was after I went over to my mom's to check on the place, get some water, grab a couple items, this and that. I'm pretty sure we headed back after, killing a little bit of time, not really much to do. And then went back over to Applebee's, and then I'm pretty sure that we picked up Adrian, and me, Adrian, and Sarah, then we all headed back to Fruitland at that time in a car.
And then after that, we went over to Macy's and kind of went in there and shopped around for clothes a little bit. And we were playing on our iPads and just taking pictures, goofing off. And then from there, we go back, and then that's how it goes.
Well, what about the afternoon from the mall to you going back to the neighborhood? Did you guys go anywhere else? Stop anywhere else?
We just went over to a pawn shop, I think, just kind of look around at the pawn shop a little bit. And then I think he bought like an iPad, or he was trying to get a new iPad, I think.
That's Adrian, right?
Right, yes, sir. And then I think he bought one there. We went to the pawn shop, bought an iPad, and then came back, and we were just chilling.
Did you guys go to a pawn shop that day?
I might have went to a pawn shop that day.
Oh, okay. Do you remember who went into the pawn shop?
Not really, because I've gone to pawn shops for years, off and on.
Right.
Me myself personally, but
no worries. So you guys head back to the house after that? Is that what it is? You guys picked up Adrian, then you guys headed back to Fruitland?
Yep, I'm pretty sure we did go back to Fruitland after that.
So when did you guys go over there to get your car?
I think it was around like 6 or 7 at night.
So you guys head back to Fruitland. Do you know what time you guys got back home?
So when we got back on that day, it was about almost about the time it was starting to get dark, I would say.
Well, you're talking July. Wouldn't that be pretty late? I'm just wondering, because I know you're trying to remember your times, and I'm not trying to get you to say anything else, but that would probably be like after 8 o'clock or so.
Right.
So you guys didn't get back to the house until later in the evening?
That was correct, yes.
Um,
So later that day, he ended up going with me to go do the car tow, and it was Stacy, Sarah, and I, and we had to leave and go get fuel before we took off. So I know we did that, and then went back over there and tried to tow the car, and then we ran into a couple of like problems or whatever issues with tow straps and lights and all that stuff. So I do remember that.
So what car were you guys all in?
We were in that little Toyota 2016 Toyota Corolla.
Okay, what is that? What color is it? White?
It's a blue one.
A blue. Okay.
Yeah.
And I remember you were telling me that they were towing your car. You told me earlier in another conversation that your car was being towed by their truck that day.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
So where's that come into play here?
So I asked them earlier that day if we could use their pickup to go to my house, my mom's house, and get my Mercedes-Benz and tow it back over there so I could work on it if I was going to be hanging out over there doing the taxi business.
Yes.
Any kind of like argument or altercations or anything between anybody before you guys left to go get your car from your mom's?
There might have been a little bit of arguing going back and forth, but nothing too major, no.
Okay. You and Sarah and Stacy, what vehicle do you guys get into to go to your mom's house?
It was a pickup.
Okay. And you guys leave. Did you guys stop anywhere leaving the neighborhood?
You know, not really stop, but we did kind of like not go very fast, pulled over for a second, and then had to check some fluids on the vehicle. I do remember that.
Okay. Was that there on 8th Street, like near the corner of 8th and Arizona? Do you know?
It's on the road. It's on the road heading out of the subdivision, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure that's 8th Street. Did you guys stop anywhere else?
No. I mean, not on that street. And then we pulled off and then turned to the right and went to a gas station to get gas. I do remember that.
All right. And then you guys just head to your mom's house then from there?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Now, how did you guys get the gas money to go get the car that night?
Money that we already had a full tank of gas, I think, in the truck. If I remember right, we didn't have to stop and get gas money or stop and fill up in gas.
When you get to your mom's house, well, let me just back up a little bit. Did anybody take anything in the truck on the way to your mom's?
So if we had anything at that time, I'm pretty sure if we would have took it with us, like I was saying earlier, I kind of do recall a tow strap kit that had like all your safety equipment gear in there that you would bring, you know, like your flashing lights and tow strap, a couple different tools, things you need if, you know, something breaks or.
You and I spoke yesterday about a duffel bag. Did you bring a duffel bag to your mom's house?
So I've had many different duffel bags growing up and this and that and everything. But at that time, I'm pretty sure I carried just around like a little small thing that I would put hygiene items in and, you know, clothes or boxer briefs, underwear, you know, whatever, shirts.
Right.
Stuff
Do you
like
remember bringing that?
I don't know if I had that on me at that time or not, but I do remember that I have like a little travel bag that I keep with me to put my phone in or keys or wallet or, you know, just your everyday stuff you need in a vehicle, maybe your insurance papers or IDs, stuff like that.
You want, but I mean, so the duffel bag was filled up with clothes. He had that many clothes.
He literally had a stack of clothes, a pile of clothes. And it wasn't a huge duffel bag, keep in mind. It was literally a medium duffel bag.
It's all it takes is a medium duffel bag, though, to be honest with you.
Okay. And what goes on when you get over to your mom's house? Let's just separate this. Like, when you get to your mom's house, what were you doing?
Okay, so when I got to my mom's house, I went in there and had to go get my car key, and then I had to get everything ready to put it in neutral, roll it down the hill, get it all squared away to get hooked up to a tow strap, and then, you know, get it down the road.
Okay.
To get engine work repaired on it was the whole idea behind it.
Did you wash any clothes when you got to your mom's house?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
And if I did, it was already old clothes that was there, or, you know, like I usually do my laundry on a weekly basis and keep all my stuff throughout the week and maybe would wash clothes one time, but I don't think I was going there just to wash clothes that day, no.
What was Sarah doing when you guys got there?
I'm pretty sure she was waiting in the vehicle outside for us to get everything ready to go so we could just go there and then get ready to head back. Because it was starting to get darker that day.
And then what was Stacy doing when you guys got there?
I don't know, he might have ran and used the bathroom real quick one time, or go in there to maybe get drinks or something for the road, or you know, and then head back out, just help me make sure I get everything hooked up and ready to go to do the car recovery mission. So
Stacy went into the house then?
I mean, I have allowed Stacy to go in there before. Yes, ma'am.
It's just, that's like the complete opposite of what Stacy said. Stacy said Sarah went into the house and that he stayed in the vehicle, or that well, his story changed multiple times. He said that it was just him and Sarah in the vehicle. He said that Sarah went in while he did the tow. Now, did you help him do anything with the tow, like cook things up and all this and that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, do you know approximately like how long you were there at your mom's house that evening, hooking things up and doing everything?
I'd say that it wasn't very long, because like I said, I just went in there, grabbed the key from where I had to go, open the garage, you know, put it in neutral, roll the car down the hill, make sure each vehicle is ready in their position, have to cruise out of there, and then, so 5 to 30 minutes, I'd say, was all.
Did your mom know that you were going there to her house?
That day, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did call her and let her know. See, when I go into my mom's house, and then it's not my house, I usually try to do the courtesy call or the respect call before I show up, especially with other people and stuff, you know, because she had kind of a rule on that.
Okay, and was your car inside the garage?
No.
Oh, well, you said open the garage, so I was just wondering why you had to open up the garage.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I keep, other car parts in there and other things I need to fix the vehicle, and that would be the reason for that.
What do you do at the house once you arrive there? You hook up the car, and what else? What else is going on at the house?
That's it. Brandon had to go through the side gate entrance on the right side of his house because his mom has surveillance, like a Ring doorbell that has audio video set up that'll pick up detection of movement or whatever. So we parked just enough in front of his car so I could push his car out of the driveway and get the tow strap out of the truck to go connect to his car. And while in the process of me doing that, he was in the house washing his clothes.
Okay, what?
Wondra, and his new confession footage that came out, and he is saying that, well, Chris Madonna actually asks him a question, and he answers with, "You bound Michael up in the guest room at your mom's house." Would you like to see that clip right now, or no?
If you have it and you want to show it, we could go over that now, or we could. Yeah, if you got it, I kind of do want to see it.
Okay, I do have it.
If that is possible.
Yep.
When you came back, why did you come back here?
What do you mean came back there?
Yeah, like the next day, like you shared with us that Brandon put him in the guest room, bound up, but then the next day they moved him back here. Why?
That's a great question. I couldn't tell you. Okay. I don't have an answer for that.
What vehicle did they use?
She left me with a Lexus, I believe, that day, so it would have been her vehicle.
So he said that you bound Michael up in the guest room at your mom's house.
So that is a false statement because I never have met Michael before in my life, or never even seen Michael before, Vaughn, in my life, up until this day. And as far as anybody getting tied or kidnapped at my house, this or that, any of that crazy off the wall accusations, that did not happen, to the best of my knowledge, at this time right now.
Yeah, because he's in this too, as you heard. He's saying that they, or actually Chris Madonna says that they went back to the house. Did you guys go back to the house the next morning? Go back to your mom's house the next morning?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that some more too. So the only time I remember going to my mother's house that particular day was, like I say, probably after we had left Fruitland to go get. We took the departure route, if you may, to over there to go get a vehicle, and then we stayed there long enough to get the key out, get the tow kit, your triangles, all that stuff, put it in, get it ready to go. So I'm pretty sure that would have been anywhere from 5 minutes to 45 minutes tops.
You were there less than an hour, pretty much, is what you're saying.
Right, on evening times. I'm pretty sure that's pretty close to about the time I would have been there with Sarah and Stacy that day.
Okay, and so you guys were at the mom's. You were leaving to tow your car back. Tell me about the tow ride back to Fruitland.
So we just kind of wanted to go on the back roads, right? So it wouldn't be, like getting stuck in traffic and creating problems and road hazards and, issues out there, especially if you get going past just a couple mile an hour towing, then, you could cause a lot of dangers or issues on the road.
Yeah.
So we just kind of took the back roads, went slow, went, through the trails that I remember to get there. It's not really a trail, but just speaking metaphorically,
Right, and you guys, the tow strap broke on the way back?
And I do recall the tow strap breaking one time and almost getting us stuck in the middle of the road. So then we did pull over on the side of the road and try to repair that issue when it was already starting to get dark, past dark, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And that's when we were starting to run out of light and, I had to crawl under the car, re-tow the strap, try to cut the other one off. It was a big old headache, hassle.
Okay, what was going on in the neighborhood when you guys pulled down 8th Street to come back home?
Oh, all right. Yeah, so we were coming back into the neighborhood that evening, and right as soon as we turned the left block to roll back in through the 8th Street there, we were going down the road about halfway down it, and then there was another car that was coming this other way, and somebody stopped real quick. I think both the drivers did, and I'm in the back car getting towed, and then someone says, "Hey, what's going on? What are you guys doing out here?" And they said that a child had come up missing, and that was the first time right there when I had heard the news.
Okay. And then you guys just went home from there after talking, and then you guys went home?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that whole street, a lot of people came out of their houses at that time, and there's one car on the road, a couple of different, it was starting to get to be pretty busy, and that's when they said they called the police, did a police missing child report, called search and rescue, Idaho Fish and Game, and then fire departments, basically everybody, search party, searches on.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you guys got a missing child in the neighborhood. You guys are becoming aware of this at this time. You guys go back to the house. Did you do anything else that evening after you got back to the house?
So we were kind of in such a panic at that time and kind of a freak out, like I was, because that's the first time I heard something kind of like that before in my life. And we were turning the corner to come into the house right there, and I'm pretty sure we pulled over the side of the sidewalk and over by where the other car was, and then everyone kind of started panicking. And then I remember going and saying, "Hey, we probably should go try to look for this kid, see if we can find him." And I'm pretty sure me and Sarah got in her car and backed up, switched vehicles, and went and kind of tried to drive around the neighborhood a little bit and search for him at that time. And then the other neighbor came out and I said, "Hey, grab your lights," and because they had better lights on that vehicle at that time.
Are you talking about Carson?
Yeah, the neighbor that lived next to him, I guess.
Okay. And then after that, what was the rest of the night like?
Pretty weird feeling ever since that got said, and pretty strange. And then I remember we searched around for quite some time, and then I remember we went to a gas station, I stood in line, grabbed a gallon of milk, I'm pretty sure, and then just kind of was in shock and awe and went right back out to the car. And that was at the time, like the whole town was just kind of going wild too.
Okay.
It didn't feel the same anymore in that town after that. I know that.
Right.
There because we came in towing my car from my mom's to their house, and we came back over there, and then right as soon as we were getting the car back to the neighborhood, the whole neighborhood was on high alert looking for the little boy Michael Vaughan, and they said he went missing right that day earlier, right before we came in with the car we were towing. And then right as soon as that happened, I went out and tried to look for the kid with Sarah. We got in her little Toyota car and drove to the gas station and drove around after we got out of the pickup, and then tried to look in the field to see if he went down by the river or if he could be out just wandering lost. And, you know, that's what hit my mind first. And then from there, it was me and Sarah. We went to the gas station, got some milk, and then did this and that and came back. And then right when we got back, Carson had his pickup next door with a light bar on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, hey, we need to start this up and kind of go look in the neighborhood and the farmer field and the river. We got to go find this missing person report that just came out, you know?
Were you the person that is walking around the neighborhood in that picture that went around on the news, that's gone around YouTube? You know the one I'm talking about, the guy with the hat, the cutoff shirt and shorts and stuff walking in the neighborhood. Was that you?
No.
Okay.
I don't think that was my picture at all. It doesn't even look like me. And in fact, that person looks a little bit skinnier and may or may not have tattoos in places that I may or may not have tattoos.
And when you were looking over in the field, when you said you and Sarah, or not in the field, but when you said you and Sarah were out looking around, did you guys look in the field over there for Michael or down by the river or anything?
Yeah, I'm not exactly clear if it was right then at that time or if later the next day or whatever, but at that time at night we were just driving around in the car, kind of shining lights out in fields and kind of looking over by stuff like that, but not getting out of the vehicle and searching as good as other people were searching. No.
Did you at any time ever suspect that Stacy had done this with Michael, that he kidnapped Michael?
No, I did not suspect or think that he would even be capable of doing something like this or have the brains to even try to do something like this.
So is it possible? Okay, so you're with Sarah and you're with Adrien out or getting your car and bringing it back. Is it possible Stacy was home left alone and did something and maybe like went out and snatched Michael? I mean, how do you guys know about Stacy's whereabouts at the time?
I personally don't. So I'm saying that could be a possibility.
Did you see a kid in the neighborhood anywhere when you pulled over to the side of the road?
I did not know, but I think I did remember because I was the one that was probably going to get the power steering out and open the hood and go check it and this and that. And the other people would have been in the truck, so they might have had a lookout and said that they might have seen somebody or this or that. So, I mean, I do remember something being said about that, but was it the little kid, the 5-year-old missing boy that was on the thing later that day? No, I did not see him at that time.
In fact, the kid that I saw looked like he had dark hair, like very dark hair, like mine.
Far away from the street was he?
I was on the sidewalk.
Oh, he was on the sidewalk. Okay.
He wasn't even in the street.
But he was by a house. Was it like
a whole stretch of houses?
at Southwest 8th in Arizona? Okay. About how many houses down did you see him?
I could see him in the distance. You know what I mean? Like there was a. I mean, I could see the face, but I don't. There was probably 5, 6, 7 houses down.
Who got out of the vehicle, if anybody got out of the vehicle, to put in the power steering fluid?
I'm pretty sure I went out and helped him with it.
Okay. All right.
So I don't exactly know who all came out and checked, but there's just a lot of things to go over. But I'm pretty sure I helped him pop it off and pour it into that day.
You said you made a stop at a gas station out of town, right?
Well, it was still in Fruitland town, so we went over there and put $20 in for gas or put a couple gallons in. I don't quite remember. I'm going to see if I can go over receipts and look or whatever, or it might have just been cash. I don't know.
Okay.
But I remember we had to stop and do a little bit of fuel before we took off and hit the freeway because, you don't want to be running out of fuel on the freeway.
Right. Did you guys go in the gas station for anything?
If we did, it would have been for just gas, maybe grab a drink or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But other than that, not a long stay, no.
Okay.
Now, how did you guys get the gas money to go get the car that night?
Money that we already had a full tank of gas, I think, in the truck. If I remember right, we didn't have to stop and get gas money or stop and fill up in gas.
Yeah. So when did you guys go over there to get your car?
I think it was around like 6 or 7 at night.
6 or 7. Then you're saying while you're coming back, that's when you noticed everyone searching for Michael?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I remember going to the gas station. We were probably at the gas station filling up like right at 7.
Right at 7. What gas station?
There's the Chevron right there just up from their house.
Yeah. So where you were seeing people out there looking for Michael, or you were seeing police?
I was just seeing police cars cruising around, and I was seeing a lot of like the neighbors going out in their cars cruising around, and just like the whole subdivision from the left side to the right side. They were all just out, everybody walking around and looking and flashlights. search and rescue was there, police, everything.
But how did you know they were looking for Michael?
Because so when we were pulling into the subdivision, Sarah was driving the pickup, and she stopped and talked to the neighbor that was coming down the road the opposite way.
Mm-hmm.
And she stopped right there in the middle of the road, and they both opened their doors and they started talking to each other right there. And then right as soon as that happened, I went out and tried to look for the kid with Sarah. We got in her little Toyota car and drove to the gas station and drove around after we got out of the pickup, and then tried to look in the field to see if he went down by the river or if he could be out just wandering lost. And, you know, that's what hit my mind first. And then from there, it was me and Sarah. We went to the gas station, got some milk, and then did this and that and came back.
Did you stay at Sarah and Stacy's house the night of Michael's abduction?
I don't know. I have to get back with you on that one too. Like I said, there's a lot of. That's a good question to go over, but I gotta look into that more.
Okay. Do you know where the tricycle came from that was in Stacy and Sarah's garage?
No, ma'am. And I do remember that being one of the questions that came up. So that is kind of in detail one of the things that I'm thinking about and this and that. But as far as just a random tricycle showing up one day, hell no, I didn't know where it came from. And I'm trying to think if I ever did see it or if it was around or anything like that. But I do remember seeing bikes and other things. So I got to go over other things other than just tricycles, you know. So it's like a lot to think about. But as far as me personally knowing where that came from, not really. No, my guess would be from the neighborhood or down the street or someplace close by, possibly.
Michael, what brought them there? Like, who said what? Who said what to bring them there? Did the detectives tell you?
I think that they said that the cadaver dogs, they brought dogs over there and it alerted, like on a scent trail or something.
Mm-hmm.
And there was rumors that there was a little tricycle bike over there and a little shirt or something like that.
But why would people spread rumors? Are you thinking they were just trying to pin it on them?
Possibly. Yeah, I think that they were, I don't know.
Yeah, because it is interesting, and I'm so dumbfounded on this because we all want answers. Everybody wants answers, right? Everyone wants the truth. Right. And I appreciate you telling me because, you know, believe it or not, you know, me digging in on you, I'm thinking, okay, this Brandon guy is involved because Sarah got arrested. But at the same time, people are like, well, Sarah's like kind of crazy, right? She's kind of mentally ill, and she could just been rambling, hey, I buried the body, when it's not true.
Yeah, and even if there was any bit of a slight suspicion or whatever that happened, I'm glad that they went there and looked because that would be a way to find more clues.
Right. Have you ever taken a lie detector test? That just popped up into chat, and I remember that being mentioned before. Have you ever taken a lie detector test?
I'm not sure if I have or haven't before, but I've definitely been. I don't think I have with those guys before yet, really.
Okay. Well,
but it was discussed and it was gone over before.
Yeah.
3 people on May 19th of 2022 got polygraph tests on behalf of Michael Vaughn. That was Sarah, Brandon, and me. Out of the 3 people that got tested, I was the only one to pass the polygraph test. Sarah and Brandon had failed it.
I wish none of this would have happened. I wish it didn't go down the way it did. And, you know, I'm just appalled, pretty much. Just, it doesn't make me happy either. And, yeah.
Michael Joseph Vaughan, affectionately known as Monkey, entered the world on June 24th, 2016 as the beloved son of brandineal and Tyler Vaughan. With an adventurous spirit and a zest for life, Michael embodies the purest essence of joy. Blessed with captivating blue eyes and golden blonde locks, Michael's playful demeanor has endeared him to all who know him. However, tragedy struck when Michael went missing on July 27, 2021, from Fruitland, Idaho, at the tender age of 5. Standing at 3 feet, 7 inches tall and weighing approximately 50 pounds, Michael was last seen wearing a light blue t-shirt adorned with a Minecraft logo, dark blue boxer briefs, and sandals. Despite extensive efforts by both the community and law enforcement, Michael's whereabouts remain unknown. Authorities have determined that Michael was taken near his home on Southwest 9th Street at Arizona between 6:40 p.m. and 7 p.m. The Fruitland Police Department is urging anyone with information to come forward immediately, calling 1-208-642-6006 or dialing 911. The unwavering vigilance and support of the community are crucial in bringing Michael safely back home to his family.
I need you to know how much Michael is loved. I need you to know how much he is missed. Our family is broken.
You can't take one of our most precious citizens from us and ever expect us to stop.
He's coming home.
If you have any information on Michael, please call the Fruitland Police Department at 208-642-6006. Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS and 1-800-222-8477. Or call the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-843-5678 or dial 911. Hope is why we are here. Have information on Michael, call or text 208-343-POPS. Email findmichael@fruitland.org. Missing Sebastian Rogers. On February 25th, 2024, 15-year-old Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers disappeared from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Despite extensive search efforts and ongoing investigations, his whereabouts remain unknown. Sebastian was last seen at his residence on Stafford Court. His mother, Katie Proudfoot, discovered his absence the following morning when she went to wake him for school. At the time of his disappearance, Sebastian was wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and black square frame glasses. He has medical conditions including autism, which may impair his ability to return safely home without assistance. The initial response involved multiple agencies, including the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, and the FBI. A statewide Amber Alert was issued, and extensive ground, water, and aerial searches were conducted. Despite these efforts, no confirmed sightings or significant leads emerged. The case has garnered significant media attention and community involvement. In November 2024, Dwayne Chapman, known as Dog the Bounty Hunter, joined the search, offering a $175,000 reward and announcing leads from Oregon and New York. Despite these developments, Sebastian's location remains unknown. As of February 2025, the investigation remains active. The Sumner County Sheriff's Office continues to follow every lead and analyze all evidence. Sheriff Eric Craddock emphasized in commitment to finding Sebastian, stating, "Our team continues to follow every lead, analyze every piece of evidence, and seek the truth about what happened to Sebastian." The disappearance of Sebastian Rogers has profoundly impacted his family and the Hendersonville community. Despite extensive efforts from law enforcement and the public, his fate remains uncertain. Authorities urge anyone with information to contact the Sumner County Sheriff's Office at 615-451-3838 or the TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. On Friday, November 22nd, 2024, the reward for information on Sebastian's whereabouts increased again from $175,000 to $200,000. Source, WKRN.com. Hope is why we are here.